Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am in my basement. So I've been out of commission for a couple months, just took some time off, just kind of needed to reset. Had knee surgery back in October, and it was kind of a mad dash to button up the garden at the end of the season last year. And some things I was not very good about. And one of those things was the dahlias. So I'm a little concerned about what the status is of the things that are in this big bucket here. There aren't a lot, but those are where my dahlia tubers are. Typically every year I would let a few frosts hit my dahlias and then give them a few weeks to just kind of die back completely, so all the nutrients that are in the top of the plant just go into the tuber to feed the tuber, and then I would dig. My tubers didn't go through that process that last year. I had knee surgery, so I was in a rush to get a lot of things done quickly before I was immobilized. So I dug my dahlias prematurely and then popped them in there, and I've not checked them since. So it's February. Those were put away like right before Halloween, and they've stayed there since. I've not opened them, and I'm feeling a little nervous because there were some dahlias. If you followed me last year, I documented growing dahlias for the first time from seed, and my hopes of creating a few dahlias or growing a few dahlias that I could name after my daughters. And I found one that we really, really loved, and I named it Abigail May after my youngest daughter. And I'm still on the hunt for another to name after my older daughter. So Abigail May, the dahlia, is in that container, and I don't know the status of, I don't know what her status is. Did she shrivel up? I mean, I don't know. I pack them away and, you'll see it in a minute. So I'm gonna take this bucket outside and we are going to open it together and see what's going on in there. Wish me luck. Now, it's a good idea to get in here and check your dahlias like every month if you can, not every 4 months, which is what, October, November, December, January. So like 4 months now, these have not been looked at. So I'm hoping I package them good enough and I'll have things carry over. So what you want to be on the lookout for is anything that is mushy. You want to get it out of there because you don't want that to spread to the rest of your tubers. So I don't know what to expect here. Hopefully they look good. I don't know. We'll see. And I like to use fine, they're wood shavings, they're animal bedding, and I get it at the Farm and Fleet, and it's so much cheaper than like if you wanted to pack it in vermiculite. I get a huge thing of this for like 10 bucks, and I'll link another video here too so you can see how I actually package my dahlias or prepare them for the winter time. You can see I didn't really package them that well. They're not especially well covered, especially the one on top. So this is HS First Love. I really like the single dahlias. They are so pollinator friendly and they're a little bit smaller, but no mushy here, nothing. Everything looks pretty good. Well, this is another HS First Love. And we got some mush here, so I'm just gonna take that out. Like anything mushy like that, I'm taking it out. Don't want to keep that in there. These look pretty good, you guys. What I'm really hoping for, the one that I care most about is the one that I named after my daughter, because that's one that I want to make sure I grow in my garden every year, and I hope I didn't blow it, so we'll see. Okay, this is Abigail May. We've got a little bit of shriveling. Ooh, oh man. Well, this isn't so bad. I mean, I think if I put a little moisture in there, because the shavings are really dry right now, I think if I get a little moisture in there with these guys, maybe. And I don't recall how many I got from that one plant, so let's see what this one is. And this is another Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas was a really robust grower, and got some dead here. That out. But Nicholas was quite a performer, and I had Nicholas planted by my front sidewalk. So our driveway happens to be the school bus stop too. So all the parents would gather there, and everybody was just loving this like last fall and all summer long. It was truly beautiful, and lots of questions about it because it was such an eye catcher. Well, I might have blown it. Let me show you what she looks like. So this is Abigail May, and it's looking a little shrivelly. We'll see. I'll I'm glad I checked it now and didn't wait much longer because this is definitely desiccating. So I'm gonna take out some of these shavings and I'm gonna refill everything, but I think this time I'm gonna put, Abigail May was on the bottom of the container here, and I think I wanna put it more toward the top. Might have just been, I don't know what caused that, but everything else looked really well, looked really great. So we'll see. I got my pump sprayer here, picked this up for about $7 at Home Depot, filled it with some rain barrel water, and then I left some shavings in the bottom of this, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of moisture in there, mix it up, just so that the tubers have a little bit of moisture to help them through the rest of the winter, because there's no guarantee that I'm going to check on these again. I tend to be kind of forgetful with that. And then I just come in and pack it in again. It's like just layers, a little bit of moisture in there, not too much. You don't want it to drown in there, because you don't want these guys to, it's like too much of a good thing is going to kill them. So you definitely don't want to do that. And then just keep layering it, a little bit of moisture. So I didn't keep all of my dahlias. I did grow a lot of them, but there were just a select few that I wanted to carry over for sentimental reasons, and some that were just wonderful performers. And one of my most favorite dahlias are the ones from the HS series, or the Happy Single series. They're smaller growing, bring in a ton of pollinators, and they combine well in mixed gardens, especially in small gardens. So I will always have the HS, there's HS Date, HS First Love, HS First Kiss. Lots of dahlias in that series that are just so nice to grow. So I'm just going to keep layering this in here, giving everything a little bit of moisture. I'm really surprised that they look as good as they do. Okay, back in the basement they go, and hopefully I don't forget about them for how many more months will these? I won't pot these up until April. I'll put them in individual containers just to get a jump start on the season. And then these probably won't go in the ground until late May, early June. So we got a little while yet before these are going to be planted. So hopefully I don't forget to check on them. So I've got one other thing I need to check on before we call this a wrap. What did I do with you? Oh, I guess I didn't bring it out. Hang on. Here we go. So last year I was in a Thai Giant Colocasia growing competition, and this is Thai Giant, believe it or not. And I dug this guy up and popped him in a brown paper bag and sealed it shut with masking tape, nothing fancy here, and packed it with the small animal bedding as well. Let's see what this looks like. It's nice and firm feeling. There's no, see a little bit of green in there actually, but nothing mushy about this, so everything looks good. And I'm going to grow Thai Giant again and see if I can get it to even bigger this year. So back in it goes. I'm going to give this a little bit of, you know what, before I do that, I'm just going to put a little bit of moisture in there. It's not completely dried out. You just put it back in there and I will probably get this going at the end of March. These tend to take a little bit longer. Like I tend to set things right in front of this big sliding door here. This is a south facing exposure, so extremely warm. And when you pot these guys up, the Colocasias or the Dahlias, and put them in that environment where they get a little bit of warmth, it tends to speed things up a lot faster. Although in my experience, they do take a long time to get going. So late March, I'll probably do the Colocasia, get that started in a container, and hopefully these will all come back, and hopefully Abigail May will be in my garden this year. And if she's not, my daughter's gonna be really disappointed in me. So fingers crossed that it's gonna be okay. Okay, they're back where they started, and hopefully they'll be fine for the next few months. I will check on them hopefully in another month or so. I'm really surprised that they did as well as they did, considering I really rushed to put them here and then completely forgot about them for 4 months. And this is, my basement is kind of a constant temperature of about 56 to 57 degrees, and they do fine here. I've done it this way for years. I originally started doing it, keeping them in the garage, and the garage just got too cold for them and then they froze. So the basement has worked fine. Oh, and while I'm at it, let me show you this. I still have garlic. So even in small space gardens, you can grow a lot of garlic. You can grow a lot of food. So I have exactly how many cloves left? 6? Get them out of here first. I can't count. I have exactly 7 cloves of garlic left. So they're shriveling, they're getting a little bit smaller, so they're kind of wearing out, but they're still very flavorful. And I just keep them in a laundry bag. So I get these laundry bags at the dollar store for $1, and I hang up my garlic in these things so there's good air circulation, and then just hang them on a knob on one of my husband's workshop cabinets, and that's where they stay. It stays nice and cool down here, so everything's happy. And I've got garlic for most of the winter. And I'll have another crop of garlic coming up soon. I planted one of my Vigo beds with the garlic, and I always plant the same variety. I like music variety. I like music garlic. Let me give you I'll pan over here really quick. That's my Aztec King Mangave, who's looking a little crispy, his lower leaves right now, but still doing great. He's got 2 grow lights on it. I've got some fresh growth here, so he's growing, and then I've got a lot of succulents down here. My bad hair day is not looking so great. Don't know what's going on with him, but all of my succulents look awesome, so those will be going into my containers out in the garden in a few more months. And that's my garden right now. That's the current situation, what's happening here. It's nice to get out on a beautiful day when we've had so much cold here in Chicago and do something very proactive and hopeful. And I'm really surprised at how good the tubers looked. Wouldn't you know, all the tubers look great except for that Abigail May looked a little questionable. So hopefully I intervened in time and gave it a little bit of moisture so we can stop the further desiccation of those tubers. We'll see. You never know. It's always an experiment, and I hope I didn't blow it. So we'll find out. I'll let you know later on in the season how this turns out. All right, guys. So I guess this officially kicks off the 2026 gardening season. So it's nice to do that in February on a warm day. And, you know, I'm a little disappointed that Abigail May was probably the worst looking one of all of them. Not that there were that many, but it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. And hopefully I intervened in time and I won't wait another 4 months to check on them. Actually, we only have 2 more months before I start potting these guys on. So I'll start potting them up and getting a jump start on the season, put them in a sunny location and just let them warm up so those tubers get some growth on them before they go out into the garden. But other than that, it's nice to be doing something gardening again. It's really nice to share it with you. So if you like the video, please like, subscribe. I'd love to have you along. Hit that little bell so you never miss a video. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.